right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. How are we doing? What is going on for you? Welcome in. This is November 5th. Today in Pathfinders, we're going to talk about manifesting in a turbulent world and how you can accomplish that. So jump in. I can't resist talking a little bit about Jupiter while we're talking about that. Jupiter is going to be going retrograde soon, but I want to give you some practical tips on how to use the energies of astrology. That's what I'm teaching in my Mapping Your Timeline course. So the bigger course, there's a link below, or you can jump on a Pathfinders or whatever you like. All right, let's see what's going on here for you. Oh my gosh. Full moon in Taurus today, my friends. It's a big deal. Knowledge, shadow, transformation. Scorpio energy, opposite energy of Taurus. There's definitely something about as it relates to your shadow. So maybe this is something that's hidden from you right now, or this could be about a connection you have. But I really feel like for most of you, this is about some part of you that the full moon will illuminate, especially as it relates to Taurus subjects. Taurus ruled by Venus. So Taurus has to do with safety and security. It has to do with our money. And there can be some fear around money. And that's what's keeping it away from you. Right? Like every time money gets talked about, having a fear response is an energetic push for money to go away. All right. So just so you know that. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. 5 of Wands. Man. Cancerians. Chariot energy. The 8 of Swords. A mindset of struggle around money. 4 of Cups. Look at that. 5 of Pentacles. That is the quintessential struggle around money. And then the Ace of Wands. New ideas coming in for those of you who have had struggles around money. It's a mindset issue. I feel like a lot of you think it's something else. I have bad luck. Saying it like Cher, Moonstruck. I have bad luck. No, you don't. Even though Jupiter is going in retrograde, and some people think that is about not having good luck, but that's not true. I'm here to tell you, as somebody who has Jupiter retrograde in their birth chart, luckiest son of a bitch on the planet. Okay? So that's not about that. It is about internal wisdom. It is about sharing wisdom that comes to you through spiritual practices, or there's definitely some kind of knowledge that's coming through, some kind of awareness of your shadow that has been blocking a very important part of your life from opening up. And I feel like it has something to do with money because we're talking about Taurus. Yes. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. 10 of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Swords. Sorry, King of Swords. Knight of Wands, King of Swords. Something about detaching from passion as part of manifestation. Yes. 4 of Swords. King of Wands. 6 of Pentacles. Reciprocity, success, wealth. Hanged Man. High Priestess. And the 2 of Wands. So there's a decision coming up that it's going to be important that you change your perspective on money as it relates to spiritual people, as it relates to your spiritual path. There's definitely something that's holding you back, that's keeping you stuck. I feel like it's because you believe some kind of story about money, or about yourself not allowing money, not having money, or money is it's not for me or whatever. Like, it's 100% wrong. And I feel like this reading is saying to you, like, you need to heal that. You need to heal this wrong idea you got in your head that you don't deserve something or you're not worthy. Very Taurus themes. So at the same time, we have the full moon in Taurus. A couple of days later, we have Uranus moving back into Taurus. So there could be some sudden reminder of this story that you tell yourself. What is that? I mean, it could be different. Like I said, like I always say, for each of you, there's some clarity that's needed with that King of Swords. What's the story you keep telling yourself? There's the Sun. I like that. The Queen of Cups, that like money will make me happy or something like that. That's not really true. Money can solve a lot of problems. And money doesn't buy happiness, but it does solve a lot of problems. And that may lead you to happiness. There's something about the sense of feeling safe and secure. You've kind of aligned that with money. That the only way to feel safe and secure is to have a lot of money. But what if money changes? What if our values around money change? And as we move into this age of Aquarius, these big, giant things we're talking about in astrology, these big outer planets taking action and moving into new signs and everything like that, we're shifting a story. We're shifting a belief system. And one of those things that has really become so obvious that it's been completely turned upside down. Like, it's not money, it's how you use it. The intention. Do you use it to crush people? Do you use it to assert your power and domination? Or do you use it to lift people up? Do you use it to help people? Like, what are you using that for? The Sun, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So there's Taurus, there's Virgo, there's Leo, there's Cancerian energy. So there's definitely something about like aligning with your heart, how you use money, how you think about money, how you think about a lot of the stories this week have been about money. And or let's just call it resources. Okay. We're purging this shadow of humanity. We're purging the shadow of humanity as it relates to the corruption or how we've turned money upside down into something that's twisted, used for power. Seven of Wands. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Justice. Wow. I like that. And the Eight of Cups. So there's a story that's going to play out that's going to show you about reciprocity and about the use of resources and how the story of money or resources is going to change or be upended. There's something about being upended. There's an end here. There's definitely an end to like shame that we put on people about money, a mindset, a belief system, the reciprocity of having resources in order to create a better world. That is something that is being given life right now. King of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Oh yeah. Star, healing energy, and the Judgment card. Wow. So we are at a crossroads of how to heal the story we have around the shadow that society has around money. We're healing that shadow right now. This is part of, your piece of the quilt, right? What's your piece of the quilt as it relates to healing the story or the shadow around money? What is your piece of the story? I feel like we're moving away from some kind of struggle, from this constriction point You know, there's just small number of people who have most of the wealth on the planet, and like there's something about it going upside down. Okay, there's something about it going upside down, that those people have created something so outrageously unsustainable, absolutely unsustainable. I just see it, right, with this whole Hanged Man and the High Priestess. And what's the spiritual um community's role in this? Because I do see the Justice card here. I see the End, the Ten of Swords. What's the spiritual community's role here in this transformation? Ace of Swords. There's the Moon. Wow. The Five of Cups and the Tower. Can't let that go, right? Tower, World, Magician, and the Emperor. Holy cow. So there's definitely something here about the end of a chapter. We're closing a chapter, and we're going to be able to manifest from a place of power. I asked, my question was, what is the spiritual community's role in this? And it's definitely some kind of truth that's coming out that is going to disappoint a lot of people, or disappoint, or maybe some people will have regret, because we're definitely going in a different direction here with this Universe and the Magician. So the Magician is manifesting this next step, Emperor, Aries. By the time we get to Aries, by the time, not even February 20th, when we get that Saturn Neptune conjunction, and the start of the zodiacal year in March. That's timing. What characterizes this Tower? Six of Swords, Nine of Wands, Five of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So I just feel like a lot of you have really been kind of on the edge here. A lot of you have experienced some people taking advantage of their positions or something like that. The shadow is really basically saying, we're seeing the shadow of how, sort of ugly this can get. And we're like, we don't want any part of it. So there's something that's going to bring us to that brink of like, this is unsustainable. It will turn. The whole thing will turn. And we're getting this Nine of Wands, like we have been toughened. Oh, okay. So on this movement forward, we've been toughened to be able to handle this next path once things kind of go upside down. And I feel like there is going to be a reckoning, a Five of Swords, where you see the woman is standing there and questioning. There's definitely something about women leading this time period when things get out of whack. So we can navigate it with compassion and a different approach to resources, a very different approach to resources. Okay. It is going to be bold. It is going to be absolutely game changing. I think you probably know that by now. All right. So let's go deeper and see what this reading brings. The shadow. This has been a long time coming. All right. So let's continue on. Link is below if you want to continue on. Otherwise, Pathfinders, I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.